This is my tomato plant. It goes all the way up here like this. And you see how it's leaning? It just got done raining and it's leaning. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these bamboo sticks right here. I put some zip ties and I put them together so that way it can be long and it's gonna help with the support of my my tomato plant. Okay guys, I gave it some support and I'm gonna go ahead in and I'm gonna start trimming the tomato plants so I can give it some airflow. I don't know if you guys can see. If you can see, it's bushy, and I'm gonna give it some airflow really quick. This is the main stem going all the way up. Then we got some side shoots that we need to cut off. See, if I would have did this at the beginning, it wouldn't be so wild. So say like this one here, this is a side shoot. I'm gonna go ahead on in with the scissors and I'm gonna cut that off. So you gotta be careful. And just like this one here, this is a side shoot. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off. We're not going to cut that side shoot off because we already have some blooms. That's pretty much going to be some tomatoes growing out of there. Then we have back here some more need to be pruned off. We got to give it some airflow. All right, cut that one off too. All right, so now we gotta look at the whole entire plant. We gotta make sure we're not cutting no leaves off with flowers on it. Because the flowers, let me remind you, the flowers is where we're gonna have our fruit. So like this one here, we're gonna cut off. So that way we can have all our energy on our fruit. Because if you leave those stems on there like that, it's taking the energy away from the fruit we really need. So all I'm doing is taking off, snipping off the side shoots. This is another tomato plant that I need to stake up and give it some support. As if you can see, we are not that bushy anymore. We cut back on that tomato plant. So now that tomato plant has more airflow and less leaves. So that way these flowers can start shooting out some fruit. We have some airflow. Time for this wild, bushy butternut squash. This butternut squash is growing crazy all the way on this end. We see some butternut squash. Butternut squash can have all the energy going towards that fruit. That I'm down in here, I have realized we have a volunteer butternut squash, the roots, guys. This one here, if you can see it, this one here is the one I planted on this corner here so it can grow up the trellis. But right here we have a volunteer. Let me move this out, y'all. We have a volunteer butternut squash coming out right there. See that? This one is mine, where I got my finger on, and this one is another one. So that's why this is the main stem. That's why we have some growing all the way out this raised bed, all the way down here. We have butternut squash. There's one. And we have some growing, if you can see, under here all the way back that way. So show y'all how this butternut squash took root onto this outside the bed, and it took root right on from the side shoot. How it did that, I don't know, but I just want to show you guys how it took root, and it's growing all the way back this way. And this is just a side shoot. So this is a side shoot from the main stem. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off because we don't need that. Another side shoot off this stem right here. This is a main stem that I was showing you guys earlier. This is the main stem, and it's growing a side shoot. But we have fruit growing on this main stem. So what we're gonna do is we cutting this side shoot off so we can have energy going back towards this main stem. This is the main stem. So we're gonna cut this off. All right, y'all, as you can see, I did clear that out. I cleared the rest of that stuff out, but this, like I was saying early on in the video, this is the main stem. I followed this stem. I didn't want anything touching the raised bed. I didn't want anything touching the ground on the raised bed. I wanted my squash to grow up on a trellis. But since it's growing side shoots, everything is growing on under the ground. But this one here, it grew all the way back there, all the way on this side. So what I'm trying to do is I'm gonna try to pull it back this way so it can grow up the trellis. All right, y'all, and I can only catch this in the morning. The flowers only open in the morning, so this is my best chance to go ahead and pollinate my squash. See that? And I also have one up there. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna pollinate the squash. This is the male flower I took from off the stem, and I got my pollinate, my brush to get the pollen out of the flower. Pollen, I just took out the flower. See that? It's pollen. You take it and you just rub it right inside of the female flower. Just rub it on there. All you can, all around. This is only when I can hand pollinate is in the morning. That's only when the flower open. I do have a male flower back there. And that's how you hand pollinate. You gotta make sure you hand pollinate. All right, y'all, them butternut squashes, they tame and they growing how I want them to grow up the trellis all the way up here. I gotta fix this one here. All right, from this angle, this is a big one up here. That one up there, that's the biggest one. We have this one. I pollinated, hand pollinated. So we're gonna get one from that one. And we have one here, which is a nice size. We got it off the ground. And everything, this is the main stem. And everything looking great. Growing up the trellis. Alright, this is another side. Size of it. Going all the way up. These cantaloupes, because y'all, these cantaloupes is growing out of control. I do see a cantaloupe here growing, and I see a nice bit size right here. Wait, if you can see it, it's right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and trim. I'm gonna find that main stem of these cantaloupes and start trimming the side shoots, y'all, and that way I can tell you know, who's getting enough energy. Oh Lord, y'all. And then I do have a harvest. Look like I see some cucumbers ready to be harvested. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that out the way and start trimming, y'all. It's hot. It's hot. All right, guys, I found the main stem of the cantaloupe, and you see that this is the main stem right here. We have a total of 3 stems. 1, 2, 3. This stem right here is growing this cantaloupe, and this cantaloupe is growing, this side right here is growing more side shoot. That's taking energy from this cantaloupe to grow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut this off. It's taking too much energy. It's taking too much energy, and I'm gonna cut right there. See? I cut right there. This is what I cut off that side shoot. It's growing flowers on it, but we don't need it. We don't need that. It's taking too much energy from this beauty right here. That's the cantaloupe. All right, we got 3 main stems. So what I'm gonna do is, and the reason why this is growing outside of this bed, because I didn't want cantaloupes and cucumbers growing up the trellis together. I have these cucumbers growing all the way this way, all the way up the trellis on this side, and the cucumbers is on this side. So yeah, so I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna find those side shoots and get rid of half of these side shoots, so we can have more energy going towards our fruit. Observing, I realized, okay, we do have 3 stems. I've realized this stem here is feeding the purpose of having. So I am going to, this is right here. We only have male flowers on this stem here, and it's getting too long, guys. So what I'm gonna do is, to save all the energy that I'm going to put towards this cantaloupe and the 2 cantaloupes up here, I am going to cut this entire stem off, so that way all the energy can go towards this stem and that stem. My cantaloupes, we do have our cantaloupe still growing out this raised bed up the trellis on this side of the trellis, and it's going to grow up that way. So we have enough room for these cantaloupes to grow. I do have cantaloupes trying to grow, like right here, and I want to take that off. I want to take this stem right here. This, if you can see, that stem is growing, that side shoot is growing from this stem, and I want to take that off. I'm gonna prune that off, because if you look at this stem here, this is going all the way this way. You gotta pay attention to your stem, guys. This is the stem that's going all the way this way. I hope y'all can see. This is the same stem all the way up, and if you can see, that stem have this fruit right here, and this is a melon. That's that cantaloupe from here. So what we gonna do is we gonna prune that off. Yeah, so that's where it started, and I'm gonna take and prune it right here. And we're gonna wait, first let me see if it's growing anything on this side shoot before I prune. You gotta monitor your stems, guys, your side shoots. So this side shoot is going all the way up this way. So I am going to monitor and see if we have any fruit growing from here. So this is male flowers. I see all male flowers going all the way up. No fruit, all male flowers. So that gives me the knowledge and be like, we don't need this stem because it's taking energy from, let me remind you, it's taking that energy from that fruit that's trying to grow. We need all the energy we can. So I'm about to snip that off from right here. Let me get it. Let me get it. Let me get on this side so y'all can see. Let me get it. It gotta go. All right, so this is me pruning it off. It's no longer wanted. So now we have more energy gonna go towards this stem, guys. You follow me? It's gonna go towards, that's the stem going all the way up this way. And that's our melon. So that melon should be getting enough energy for growth. It already was pollinated. You can tell it's been pollinated. The flower died off. And now we're going to give it that energy it needs to start growing. And I give it about a few weeks. It's gonna be not even a few weeks. I give it some days. It's gonna be big like this one. All right, y'all, this is the long piece. I took off that cantaloupe. See how long that is? We had all male flowers on here, so it didn't need to be on that vine taking up all that energy. We saved time and energy by taking off this long stem, this long side shoot off this stem. So now that energy can focus on this beauty right here. All right, and this here, this is a volunteer. This is a volunteer either, I feel like this is a volunteer cucumber. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut these side shoots off of here, and I'm gonna come right back at y'all. It's off, and I just brought it up the trellis, so that way it won't be on the ground of the raised bed. And y'all, I have some space to grow more food, y'all. When I staked all those vines up, I have more room to grow more food. Like, this is a shaded area. I can plant me some anything that needed shade, like maybe carrots or salad, basils, anything that needs shade I can plant right under here to hold space. I got space, y'all. All right, these cantaloupes, I got it going up this trellis right here. Everything going up the trellis. Squashes. I do need to go in the cucumber valley over here and prune and harvest. I need to harvest. All right, y'all, I think I am done for today. Y'all, if y'all don't want to go through what I went through with all those side shoots and cutting those vines, bringing those vines up the trellis, pay attention to your main stem. Pay attention to your main stem and pay attention to those side shoots, because those side shoots will grow wild, y'all. They will grow wild, and catch them side shoots at an early age so you can just cut them off and focus on your main stem. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll holler.